Now we're going to be looking at solving power functions. A power function looks like this, maybe 2x plus 3 to the negative 2.5 is equal to 7. Notice that what's up in the exponent position is not a variable, it is just a constant, it's a number. So this is a power function. If I had, for example, negative 2.5 to the 2x plus 3 equals 7, that would be an exponential function because the variable part is in the exponent position. I'm going to erase that right now. Now, you might think, what in the heck do I do with this? It looks a little confusing. So let's start with a simpler example. Let's say I just had 2x plus 3 squared equals 7. And most of you say, oh, easy, take the square root of both sides, plus or minus, etc. Okay? Now, think about this. I could, instead of taking the square root, remember that the square root of x is just x to the 1/2 power. Remember that? So I could also say 2x plus 3 squared to the 1/2 power is equal to 7 to the 1/2 power. So notice what happens when you multiply, when you raise a power to a power, you multiply exponents. So 2 times 1/2 becomes 1. So this just becomes 2x plus 3 is equal to 7 to the 1/2. I would have to remember that this is plus or minus because I know when I take the square root I do need to do plus or minus. That isn't always the case in all exponents, but if it's an even exponent, if it's an even root, then I do need to do plus or minus. So let's take that same principle over here. Notice the idea here, if I raise it to a reciprocal power, then I just get 2x plus 3 to the first power, so I get rid of that exponent. So here I could raise it to the reciprocal power. I could just raise it to 1 over negative 2.5. So this becomes 2x plus 3, and this becomes 7 to the negative 1 over 2.5. Then I would get 2x equals 7 to the negative 1 over 2.5 minus 3, and then I can divide everything by 2. Okay, so let's just do that on the calculator. I'll probably do it in some steps here. So 7, let me clear this off. 7 raised to the negative 1 divided by 2.5, or I could be 1 over negative 2.5, either one. If that makes you feel better, maybe I should do that. So let's see what number we get. So we get this number here, and when we're solving this equation, then we were going to subtract 3 from that and then divide by 2. So that number minus 3 and divided by 2. Okay, so there's my answer, negative 1.27042. So let's just double check that answer here. 2x plus 3 to the negative 2.5. So 2 times my answer plus 3. Oh, and I forgot to put that in parentheses. And raise that to the negative negative 2.5 power, and that should give me 7. Yep, so there we go. Check the answer, and I got 7. I don't know that I really need to do any more examples. Every time you have a power function, you first isolate the part that is the base raised to an exponent. So that part's by itself. So if there had been anything multiplied or added outside of this parentheses, I would have wanted to divide, subtract, etc., get that over to the other side. Once I get it in this, then I just use raise it to a reciprocal power on both sides of the equation and finish solving for x. Fairly simple to do a power function.